Alright, guys and gals. Waiting to head on back. They's out of hamburgers. So I got me a grilled chicken sandwich. And they's out of french fries. So I got me potato fries, sweet potato fries. It wasn't out of water though. I had me a glass of water. Alright. Looks like that's us.
Instruments, green. Autopilot, configured. Fuel selector, fullest tank. Fuel pump, on. Carburetor heat, cold. Primer, locked. Mixture, set. Full forward. Seat belts, fastened. Flaps 2, set. Trim tabs, set neutral. Controls, free and correct. Door, closed and latched. Cockpit fan, off. Brakes, released. Heading bug, set. Altimeter, set. Press to this mule.
I totally forgot.
Checklist complete.
Alright, I'll do this manually now. I left off with my prop.
You're the best.
Okay. Flaps, trim tab, door, latch. Controls, free and correct.
Rochelle, traffic, you've got in about 1 minute. Tell jumper 6,000 over the field in 1 minute.
Heading bug, we'll set that at 7. It is. Altimeter. There we go. Okay. And jump plane, how long does it take for them to get down from that far?
It's going to probably be about 3 to 5 minutes.
Rochelle, traffic, Dakota 19, Mike, back taxi, runway 7. Rochelle.
Runway 0725. Entered runway 0725.
Rochelle traffic, jumper away 6,000 over the field.
Well, I think we can get some little more air up in here, though, before we go. Let's see. Okay. Rochelle, traffic Dakota 19 Mike, departing runway 7. Left-hand turnout departure to the west. Rochelle. All right, fuel pump's coming on. Get us a little bit of juice going on here. Latched. Mixture's coming in. Let's go. All right, T's and P's in the green. Airspeed indicator's coming alive. As we go, we fly. Flaps up. I see one canopy right there. We'll take an early turnout. All right, landing lights coming off. CHTs are cooling off nicely. It's hot out there today. And I pretty much well stood her on her tail because I had some canopies opening above me. I wanted to get out of that pattern so I didn't freak them out. And so...
Hotel traffic, 2 minutes, jumpers, 14,000 over the field in 2 minutes.
And so a couple of my CHTs got up to 417. You know, that's not unheard of. It's not terrible. It didn't last very long. So, you know, up to I won't let them get over 420. And anything over 410, I'll start doing something to get them down pretty quick. So this didn't last very long. I kept an eye on it. So life is still good. I like that business.
Attention aircraft parachute operations over the Rochelle Airport 4,000 feet below, use caution. And Skydive 1, it appears that traffic is now westbound 4,000 feet, and still westbound, no factor.
Roger, approach Dakota 6919 Mike.
It's Dakota 6919 Mike, Rockford approach, Rockford altimeter 3008, same intentions.
08 on the meter, a few miles to the west of Rochelle, through 4,400 for 4.5. Going to Davenport, Delta Victor November, request flight following.
Dakota 16 Mike, for flight following, squawk 4305.
4305, and that's for 69er 19er Mike.
Remember 19er Mike, copy that.
A little bumpy, 4,500, a little bit worse. But, sorry for me, Michelle be beating me upside the head. Alright, we're in cruise.
Remember 12657, Rockford approach, altimeter 3008, standby. Dakota 19er Mike, radar contact 7 miles southwest of the Rochelle Airport, altimeter indicates 4,500.
Altitude checks, 19er Mike.
Remember 657, say request. November 657, roger that. Rockford altimeter is 3008. Proceed on course. November 657, are you familiar with the Rochelle Airport? November 657, affirmative. The skydive plane is currently up in the air, and they'll be jumping here in a couple of minutes. If I need to vector you, I'll advise. Number 657, roger that. Let's turn 10 degrees left. 10 degrees left, and that'll keep you well south.
Alright, we can expect runway 03.
And Skydive 1, roger, reaching 4,000, frequency changes approved. And just be advised, there's going to be a Dakota about 5 miles south of the field at 2,800 to 3,000 feet westbound. Skydive 1, roger, that just call us when you go back up, thanks.
Alright, we've got a true airspeed of 126 knots.
Sirius 3 Golf Delta, contact Chicago approach 120.55.
Doing 140 knots over the ground.
12055, 93 Golf Delta, have a good day.
Skyhawk 657, proceed on course, Sterling Whiteside.
And we're coming into Davenport.
November 19er Mike, just to verify, you're going to Delta Victor November, correct?
That's affirmative, 49er Mike.
Copy that.
The way we're coming in, we'll just cross over midfield for left downwind for 03. That's how we'll pull that one off.
November 4 Tango Papa, 1 mile from Otley, maintain VFR, cleared, GPS RNAV runway 22 approach via procedure turn.
146 knots over the ground. CHTs is, for number 1 is 352, 5 and 6 is 381 and 388. Perfect. On a day like today when it's hot outside like that, and she's been sitting outside on the tarmac baking in the sun, what I usually do when I set my autopilot on takeoff, when I go full forward with everything, and then I set the autopilot to climb at an indicated airspeed of 100 knots. Then I adjust it like that. Sometimes I'll go to 105 knots if it's real hot outside. Leaving out at 95, yeah, she'll get a little warm if you're not careful. So 100 seems to be good, but 105 maybe. And I'll just keep an eye on it. And that usually works out pretty good for me when it's really hot outside. And just think of all these years everybody's flying around without engine monitors. How would you even know? I mean, that old Alcor EGT, that thing don't tell you nothing. Today's technology sure does help us take better care of these engines, that's for sure. That's just kind of scary to think about that, you know. I would never fly a plane without an engine monitor, knowing what I know now. I mean, I know a lot of people do it. A lot of people, that's all they can do, and I get that.
Dakota 19er Mike, contact Quad City approach 125.9 or 5, great day.
2595, 19er Mike, see ya. But I wouldn't do it. It would just worry me to death knowing what I know now, how quick those CHTs can get up on you. And we all did it, but I'm positive that's why our engines don't make, a lot of them don't make it to TBO. I'm sure of that. Quad Cities approach, Dakota 69er 19er Mike, 4,500.
Dakota 69er 19er Mike, Quad City approach, altimeter 3005.
05. Rochelle is RPG's the identifier for that. I'm sorry, RPJ. South of Gary, Indiana, south of Chicago and all that. You could almost on a clear day see Chicago from right there if you get high enough. They were sure packed today, boy. Took me about an hour to get my sandwich, and they didn't have nothing left. Bunch of just right after another, just solid jumping. Pretty neat to watch that. Looks like they got a little traffic around Davenport. We'll just fall right in with them. All right, top of descent is about 10 minutes. I got to keep remembering that when it says time to top of descent, like right now it says 9 minutes, that's to give you, it lets you know audibly that you got 1 minute. So you got to add a minute to it if you really want to know exactly when she's going to start going down. And that's so you can make sure that that's what you want it to do and get everything set up, you know, start slowing down, stuff like that. This Dakota slows down so nice. I don't ever mess with slowing down till the last minute really, unless I need to slow down for traffic and all. I just push the nose over. As long as there's not, you know, any turbulence out there where I got to worry about maneuvering speed, I just push the nose over. You in a Mooney or something like that, Bonanza or Saratoga, can't do that business. Because they're so slick, it's just hard for them to get slow. Speed brakes are nice if you got those for sure, but a lot of them don't have those speed brakes. You go to pushing the nose over on those things, you'll pass the airport right up. This Dakota's it's kind of like a Skylane. It's just a good all-around, do-everything plane. It's a great cross-country airplane. It's got long legs on it. You know, I got 77 gallons of fuel I can put on here, 72 usable. I run Lena Peak, so I get a long ways out of it. I've gone 4 or 5 hours easy without stopping in this thing, and it'll carry just about anything you can physically cram in it. So it's a true 4-place airplane. It's not a speed demon. I flight plan for 130 knots, and just about always I get better than that. But that's just the number I plan at, so I don't have any surprises. It's just a great airplane. I really enjoy it. Yeah, they got a few airplanes around. Around Davenport. Understandably, it's a little bumpy today, but beautiful day to fly. Somebody was asking me the other day to kind of explain how I go Lena Peak in the bumps. So I figured this is a good time to do it, because usually what I do is I pull back on it until I feel a loss of power in the seat of my pants, and well, you're Lena Peak when that happens. So when it's bumpy like this, it's real hard to feel that. You can go by fuel flow, but it takes a little while for that fuel flow to actually come down and be accurate. So I like to get the Lena Peak a little quicker. So I make sure that nobody's talking on the radio if I can when I do it. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll go full rich now. So I'm full rich, and so when it's bumpy like this, what I do is I come back until the engine starts to complain a little bit. And at high altitudes, if you just go in just a tad and give it 30 seconds, it'll clear up. But I go ahead and smooth it back out. So this is how I do it. There's a stumble. So now I'm going to go back in. There she's smooth. Lena P.
Envoy 4249, Quad City departure, radar contact.
Just that quick.
Maintain 10,000. Turn to right, direct Quincy VOR.
Temperature 28 Celsius. Dew point 03 Celsius. Altimeter 3008. Remarks. Density altitude 2,300. Davenport Municipal Airport, Davenport, Iowa. Automated weather observation 2041 Zulu. Wind 100 at 06. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 28 Celsius.
So the winds have gone to 100 degrees now.
0739er turning crosswind runway 10 mooring.
So the METAR is saying 060. And the ATIS is saying 100 degrees.
Convoy 4249, contact Chicago Center, 118.75. Good day.
Practicing an emergency descent out of 4,500 for 3,000 over top field.
So we could do either one, really. We could do runway 3 or 15. We'll just kind of wait and see what they're using.
More traffic, Cessna 70739er turning downwind, runway 10 mooring.
I'll go ahead and switch fuel tanks. Kind of even it out a little bit. Still a little early yet. Still got about another 7 minutes before I'm supposed to switch them. But this will even things out a bit. Verification of fuel pressure stabilized. Good to go.
Vertical track.
All right, 1 minute till top of descent, or 1 minute till we start up.
Skyhawk 12657, 10 miles to the east, inbound to land, runway 7, white headcount.
Quad City's approach Dakota 19 Mike will start my VFR descent in 30 seconds.
Dakota 19er Mike, roger that.
You don't have to tell them that. It's just a habit for me. Old helicopter habit. We get around, you know, a helicopter, we're so slow. The controllers back in Baton Rouge they wanted us to do that. If we were near there at a high altitude, high for a helicopter for me was 1,000 feet AGL. Most all the missions we flew at night were 1,500 MSL. Most everything in the daytime, of course, we're over the cities. We get up to 1,000 AGL no matter what, but most of the time over rural areas where we went mostly in the daytime, we flew 500 feet with a radar altimeter AGL.
Dakota 19er Mike, radar services terminated, squawk VFR, change to advisory frequency, is approved, be advised there is an aircraft About 5 miles northwest of the field, inbound, descending to Davenport.
All right, I got him on TKS 1 on the mic. We'll see you.
Have a good one.
Or taxi from the self-serve fuel to the T's.
Davenport traffic, Lancer 845 Charlie Mike is on a 4-mile final, runway 15, Davenport. Lancer 854 Charlie Mike is 2-mile final, runway 15, Davenport.
And Davenport traffic, Dakota 1 on the mic, descending out of 4,000, 8.5 miles to the east. Only on a 45 for left downwind runway 15, Davenport. I turned off the vertical nav. I forgot to activate vertical nav on the autopilot, so I got to do it manually. That's all right. It'll work out just fine, I do believe. All right, we'll turn our anti-collision lights on. About 17 inches of manifold pressure here, giving me just what I want. Davenport traffic, Dakota 1 on a mic, 4.5 miles to the east, descending out of 3,000 for a left downwind runway 15, Davenport. All right, gas is on the proper tank. Fuel pump's coming on. Landing lights coming on. Undercarriage is down and bolted. Mixture is set. Prop will get in a minute. Seat belts buckled.
White tank counters threshold 12657 and exit left downwind sideways 7, white tank counter.
Davenport traffic, Lancer 845 Charlie Mike is down and clear, Davenport.
Davenport traffic, Dakota 1 on a mic, entering left downwind runway 15, Davenport. All right, one last time. Gas is on the proper tank. Fuel pump is on. Undercarriage is down and bolted. Mixture is set. Prop will get in a minute. Seat belts buckled. Autopilot disconnect. Turn ESP off. I'll go ahead and go full prop now. All right, flap speed, flaps 1. Davenport traffic, Dakota 1 on a mic, turning left base 15, Davenport. "90 knots, flaps 2. Air's clear. runway's clear. Davenport traffic, Dakota 19 Mike, turning final, runway 15, Davenport. All right, 70 knots. Runway's made, full flaps.
$500. Perfect. All right, landing light is off, fuel pump is off. Davenport traffic, Dakota 19 Mike, clear the runway, Davenport. Davenport traffic, Dakota 19 Mike, taxi to the T's from Rev. Little zigzagging, we got where we needed to be. All right, guys and gals, thank y'all for coming along with me, keeping me company. Till next time, have a good one. See ya.